Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC Talking Town podcast. I'm your host, The Gov. It is, of course, Super Sub Stars for Slickwich. What are your thoughts on yesterday? Please do let us know in our live chat. If you're watching on Catch Up, FTA, comment for the algorithm, like, subscribe, and all of that wonderful, wonderful business. As we discussed, Ipswich Town 3, Birmingham 1, drawing level on points, and Mark Wolstead level on points with Leeds. I think we might do this. Come on, you Blues. What are your thoughts this evening? Who stood out for you? Are you confident heading into the next remaining games? Level on points with Leeds, 6 behind Leicester. Who is your top 2 going to be? So much to unpack, so much to discuss. Rob Holmes, one of our YouTube members, says, afternoon all. Axton and Amari down that right yesterday was absolutely brilliant. Another good win. Colin's still not feeling well, but at least Town makes Colin feel better. Absolutely. A win like that will make anybody feel better. Don't forget, we are partnered with Match Bingo. Play Match Bingo, win cash prizes, just as Sean did last weekend, winning £50. Congratulations, Sean. You can be like Sean. How can you be like Sean? Well, you can play Match Bingo and support the life-saving work, the crucial work of the East Anglian Air Ambulance. £2 a bingo card. They've also got a free game called Bingos. How you download it is you go to your mobile phone, your tablet, your app store, find Match Bingo, register online, download the app, and then choose your games. It's as simple as that. It's really as easy as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Over 18s only. B, gamble aware. Right, get your comments in. We've got Paul P, Leicester Southampton, wobbling. It could happen. Phil said, look, next 5 games look really generous, don't you think? Is there any easy game at this level? Really? Having played a lot of the bottom, played everyone at least once so far, but is there any easy game in the Championship? I'll ask you that. Harps, Axel's a monster man match for me. What a performance, especially after his cameo against Rotherham. Yeah, Axel. I mean, the assist for the second goal, he gets into the box. It's slow. It's a really nice overlap. Gets into the box and then finds Sarmiento with so much calm and composure of a right winger. Forget the right back, but that's really a centre half. That was really composed. Slide across the box and Sarmiento finishing because he's magic, you know. Stephen Peck, another great win and great finish by Hutch, Charlie, Twenzabi, Hutchinson and Sarmiento. Fantastic. Lots of love for Twenzabi this afternoon. Right, joining me this afternoon. Where are we? What time is it? I don't know. I'll give up. But they moaned on Wednesday. They complained. I know you're sitting at home thinking, they never moan, they never complain. Little do you know. But they complained they didn't get their intro. So, somebody get the tables. Hard Truth are here. Delivering the truth that nobody wants to hear. The Cruncher and the Media Mogul. There you go, gentlemen. Just for you. Just for you. How are we? Look, we're all smiles because Town have won.
Wonderful.
We're equal with second. And it's on, right?
It's all good. We're in, I don't know, we're on Cloud Cuckoo Land, aren't we? Cloud 9, Cuckoo Land, I don't know.
Cuckoo Land.
46 games, well, 12 games to go till we get to the 46. 72 points. Is this what Ruud Gullit meant as sexy football? I just think it's unbelievable. 72 points.
It is unbelievable. You know, the most by a promoted side.
Yeah.
Dreamland, certainly not the wilderness, Richard Moss.
So, 15 games unbeaten at home, 21 wins, 68 goals, and that was the 10th time at home that we scored 3 or more.
Wow.
Yesterday. There's a couple of 4s chucked in there. Just unreal. Unreal.
I love how you're all now on board the Twenzabi train. Welcome aboard. I've been riding this. I've been stoking the fire on this one since he signed.
Listen to him. Not as a right back, you ain't.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. But you know, he was, what did we say outside the stadium yesterday, Rich? He was like a prime Titus Bramble, wasn't
Overlapping fullback.
he? Yeah.
I've watched that goal back.
He played well.
He did play well. There's obviously from the Sir Bobby Robson, there's the camera from the view of the second goal, Matt. And I think it's Dembele, who's obviously came on,
Yeah, that number 7.
Watch it back. He played for Peterborough, didn't he? He literally goes to sleep. He literally goes to sleep, and Axel just runs past him. He doesn't even move, and then he's like, "Oh shit, he's gone."
Yeah,
Good cut back. Kept his composure there, didn't he? Because he could have had a shot, could have lashed at it. Just a little pass across the goal, and there you go. Sarmiento have a tap in.
I think it just goes to show, doesn't it? Like we said after the Rotherham match, like you can't really. Everyone was saying, "Oh, if we throw that in again against Birmingham, we'll get beaten, etc., etc." But you just can't compare games, can you? As McKenna said, look, we looked weary, tired, dead legs against Rotherham, and look how energised we were yesterday, just a matter of days later. Does it help getting back to 3 p.m. kickoff? What was it, Rich? You were saying first 3 p.m. in
84 days.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. What was the crowd? Just under 30, 29, 3, something.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably near enough a maximum capacity.
Standard
crowd.
now, isn't it?
Yeah,
standard.
Yeah.
I'd nice to see Birmingham bought more fans than what Rotherham did, but of course, you know, it's a bit of a shorter trip.
I mean, A, it's midweek. B, you're sitting bottom of the table with 19 points, and you don't expect to have the game unfold the way it went midweek. I can't blame one Rotherham fan, you know, let alone how many did turn up. That's
yeah. It was fair play to them.
No blow there, mate.
That was like us.
Blow, yeah.
That was like us when we were underperforming under McCarthy, and they used to say the crowd was 15,000 and there was empty seats galore.
It's just funny though, isn't it? You're in a division below the Premier League, the land of milk and honey. Yeah, Birmingham bring 1,900 down, and Rotherham's like 168. But I know that's midweek and that. But look, what did we take to Rotherham? 3,000.
Yeah, but look at the size of the clubs as well. Birmingham are a much bigger club than Rotherham. Man.
Yeah, true.
And it's Saturday, and it is Saturday. Let's be fair. But let's start with that.
I ain't digging anyone out here, by the way. I just like how you're in the same division. It just fluctuates massively.
Just like performances, just like expectations of league position. You know, it doesn't really mean anything because Birmingham, I thought, were very decent yesterday. But Axel, let's start with him as he's been brought up quite a lot, and we've got the assist there. I mean, yeah, you're right, Rich. You got into the box, as I said at the start of the show, cool, calm, composed. Didn't look like a centre half playing right back over the halfway line, nosebleed.
He did about 10 minutes before when he.
For me, his best bit.
And he sliced it over the bar. The one 10 minutes before, that was a little bit. It's like, oh, look, he's obviously not. Let's not say that's his strong point going forward, because mainly he's a centre half, isn't he? And he's obviously filled in there and he's played there before. So, but I thought they combined really well. They combined really well down the right hand side yesterday. Axel and Amari, and it's a bit of a headache now for next Saturday because Harry Clark was obviously on the bench. He weren't fully fit, and then you go to Plymouth. What happens there? Does Axel stay in, or does Clark come in?
No.
Can you just confirm your position here, Mike? What are you saying?
I mean, one swallow doesn't make a summer. Like Harry Clark has been coming into really good form recently, and no. Yeah, Axel played well, did his job. Deputy came in, did a sterling job. But if Harry Clark can go, Harry Clark starts for me every day of the week.
I was just asking you. His voice went very high there, didn't it?
Very high. You could be in the BGs. Someone once said.
All nature of football fans. Like, it's a headache. Is there?
Yeah, after Clark's position. I totally agree. I was just throwing it out there, seeing what you thought.
You know,
I do agree with that. I think Clark will, if he's fit to go against Plymouth, then I think he'll play.
Yeah, and he was on the bench yesterday, so he could have, played yesterday and featured. I actually thought Axel's best moment was in the second half, 1-1, where he just shepherds their left winger, just out of the game completely, in the sense of he broke into the box and I'm thinking, oh, danger here. But he recovered so quickly and showed, Matt, that Premier League centre-half quality where he just used his strength and coolly and calmly took the ball and went away with it. It was beautiful.
I'll go one further than that. Man United captain quality, albeit for one game against, who was it, Rochdale in the League Cup.
Hey, we've played Rochdale and struggled.
We've played Rochdale falling asleep, haven't we, Rich?
Yeah, I was having a sleep in the kitchen. I see a stat this morning, Matt, about...
Has he frozen, Matt? Or is it?
No.
Is it me? No, it might be me. I thought, he's moving. Axel and Amari down the right side yesterday were...
Yeah, I see a stat that he made 7 interceptions, which is the most this season for a defender.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
good old Axel. Look, some of us did say, would he get a contract for next season? Does it depend what league you're in, I suppose? But he's a great option just to bring in there because a lot of people were nervous about him playing that right back role. I bet there was a few raised eyebrows when they saw that Clark was on the bench and Tuanzebe was playing. Not from me, obviously, but I'm sure there was across the fan base. But, you know, he got the in-stadium man of the match, didn't he? And fair play to him. Brilliant to see.
Oh,
I'm just going to jump out for a second. You two take over. All right.
all right. Yeah,
I'll be back.
yeah.
I will return.
Is he coming back?
Return. Be like the old. Yeah, be like when the class teacher steps out of the room for a minute. I just know there'll be paper aeroplanes
We're
being
just going to
chucked
piss about
across
now.
and all sorts going on.
It's coming back.
But I
It's
shall
coming back.
return, so keep your best behaviours. Carry on the
Yeah,
conversation.
All right. Keep guard.
I
Do you
see.
remember
There
that?
was a lot of
That's cool.
chat. Yeah, I did. Deputy teacher. Or a deputy teacher come in and had no control. There was a
Lively.
lot of chat, weren't there, on the socials about or maybe Wes plays there. Lewis Travis was mentioned, but look, Axel was always going to play there, Matt, for me because he's played there before, and Wes, although good attacking ability. Oh, what's happening?
What is he doing?
What is going on?
If you're listening to this on Spotify or other audio platforms, Martin's just dipping in and out on the screen. So it's just me and Rich at the moment.
Charlie says Axel to start over Clark.
There you go now. See, look, people see what he offers and like it. Look, Clark was in a good run of form, wasn't he? Look, we've said it before. He's done brilliant this season, Clark, because he was really struggling at the start of the season. Some of us kind of wrote him off a little bit. Is this the player we actually signed last season, etc., etc.? But you can't deny, Rich, that he's had a really good season. And he unlucky with the dead leg. That's what it was, wasn't it, against Rotherham?
Yeah, I was surprised when he was on the bench, but I suppose he wasn't 100%. He was warming up. Maybe second half, you could have thought he might chuck him on when we're looking for a goal. But look, Axel, I think he suffers, Matt. I see a little bit that he's got chronic back pains. So I don't know how much he trains. Yeah, never trained, did he? Dodgy
Played
knees.
matches. Yeah.
Just played.
Yeah.
A bit like John. I think like Walkie when he came back, probably about the third spell at Town, didn't train a lot. Look, Axel's a good player. Will he be here next season? That's probably a conversation further down the line, I would have thought. But he came in yesterday. I know you said Amari. He probably just edges. Just that was one time. There's not many times when the stadium, when Mark Murphy announces the sponsors man, there's not many times that people agree. But I think yesterday,
Yeah.
I think Axel, most people would agree. But Amari, I think, run him really, really close because I thought he was excellent as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I could have flipped a coin on those two. I said Amari outside the stadium, but inside I was thinking Tuanzebe actually having as good a game as I thought he was. Do you know what I mean? Because of some of the criticism he's got. But do you know what made me chuckle yesterday? Just see, like we talk about it, right? It's packed stadium, McKenna, all these records being broken, the promotion. We had a ghost of the past there yesterday, didn't we? The relegation past. Andre.
Was he playing?
Well,
Was he playing?
Me and Cristobal Chandler said this on the train. Was he actually playing? He's not really developed for me. He still has really nice touches, but drifts out of the game. And I think that's probably in his DNA because his dad obviously had that very languid, relaxed style that we all loved. And he's got that, but in a midfield role.
His dad, I always remember when I was younger, obviously, when I started going and Jason was playing then, and there would be times like when we got relegated back to the old First Division, there'd be times in games you'd think, is Jason playing? But then he'd suddenly pop up and he'd score a goal, which he'd got in his locker because he scored quite a lot of goals, didn't he, in his time at Town. Whereas Andre, look, he's a good player. No doubt he's a good player, but he doesn't impact a game enough for me. I know we don't see him every week now, but when he was at Town there, look, maybe that was a little bit. He was playing during the COVID times, no fans in the stadium, no intensity. So that was obviously that could be a bit tricky. But then I think for certain players, they might like playing without a crowd because there's no, when you're on the ball and maybe your team's struggling and there's no one getting in your ear and the crowd's not giving you any stick. But look, Dozzell's at
John Ruddy yesterday.
Yeah, we'll come on to him. He took his stick actually quite well, I thought, yesterday. But yeah, look, Dozzell's he's a good player, but that shows how far we've come as a football club when obviously now we've got Sam Morsey and we've got Luongo and they hardly lose a game when them two are playing, do they?
I'm sure Jason was very divided yesterday, wasn't he? Because he's got his son playing for the opposition. He obviously wants to see Ipswich get promoted. The Dozzell name is ITFC royalty. isn't it? Look, we'll never do I'd never do them a disservice. Jason come and gave his time up for Colin's book launch, didn't he?
He's got a
Brilliant.
book coming out very
And
soon.
he's got a book. Stuart Watson from East Anglia.
Stuart's, yeah. We
think that'd be a
spoke to
very
him,
good
didn't we? I think it's nearly a year since we done Colin's book, and we spoke to him that night, didn't he, Jason? And he said he used to grow up literally a stone's throw from the ground.
I love that.
He'd come in, wouldn't he? He'd come in when they'd leave the gates open. They'd just stroll in and watch a game. And look, he was one of my favourite players, Jason Dozzell, growing up. I thought he was a really good player. Yeah. But Andre he'll have a decent championship career, I think. But there, Paul P says, is he too lightweight?
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. That's where I don't see the development of him. Look, Cameron. Look, even though I wax lyrical about Cameron Humphreys, he could fall into that. Into that camp a little bit, maybe. Kind of a slight good technical player, can pick a pass, but maybe hasn't got the build. But look, they say Birmingham took him on loan from QPR, didn't they? So they obviously saw something that they liked. What did you think of the? Did you like the 5-minute applause for Mogga? It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, because obviously the Brum fans had their big banner, didn't they, when they came out, and then Blue Action had the number 5, and look, obviously Tony Mowbray, legend for Town. I remember when he signed from Celtic. I remember one of his first games, Matt. He played against Wolves, and I think Don Goodwin was playing, and he looked so unfit that day. I think we lost 3-1, but he was a really good signing, wasn't he? I mean, centre halves. Old school centre halves. One of my first memories, obviously, of him, and probably you too, is when he played with Gary Pallister the game against when Dalian scored the hat trick. You know, he was part of that central defence. They obviously won the league, but he's much loved, Tony Mowbray, up and down the country. He's managed a lot of teams, and I thought it was really good. Everyone got involved in that. There was also the minutes applause on 58. Minutes for the lady who passed away, but Tony Mowbray, we just wish him all the best, don't we? We just really hope that he gets back to health and he's back on the touchline very soon. And it was great to see Mark Venus there as well. Yeah,
brilliant. Vino, used to love Vino. If you're listening, everybody, Martin has returned to the touchline.
What's been happening?
Yeah, Talking Tap. What have you just got? You just had to go and make a cup or something? Left the washing on?
I just had to get the hammer just to smash the computer because you two were way behind me, you see. So at one point, I even had Rich talking and you talking, but about a completely different thing in my ears. And I was like, well, that's...
You don't want
I
that,
know they don't listen to each other, but that's taken it to the extreme.
That sounds like one of our previous shows.
What a lovely picture. What a lovely picture Matt put on the WhatsApp. But P, you can't pop that up this afternoon, Gov. It looks really like... It's almost akin to when Gov was cuddling into Brett at the end of last season.
Yes.
Cuddling up to Crunchy, we've called it. Available in the Talking Town store this Christmas. We'll get them framed up.
What on dartboard version?
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of people who like them put on your dartboard and hurl a few arrows.
I made a huge area star. I didn't put on enough layers. I was
cold,
absolutely shivering. Yeah, the problem is Chelmsford's always like 3 degrees warmer than what Ipswich is, and then you get up there. I was bloody freezing, so I needed a bigger jacket.
It's nice when the sun was out, but I thought, this is one of them days when you think, once that sun goes in,
you need layers.
It's not going to be very warm. You need them heated gilets. That's what you need, like being crazy. You did let me stick my hand in your pocket for that, didn't you? Yeah. Careful.
See the ball.
I had 6 layers and a pair of gloves and 2 coats. So
6 layers. I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was that cold.
Where are you going?
Cov don't do cold. One place you'll never find me is anywhere cold. So Iceland, etc. All off the vacation menu because I don't do cold. Truly don't. But on the Mowbray thing, I just want to echo what you both said and what we said previously on the platform. And this is one that's really affected me because obviously a big part of the promotion team and such a mountain of a man. And it's really, I don't know. I was thinking about it this morning when I was up at 4:30 a.m. Matt, I know you hate me being up that early. I know.
Why are you getting up so early? I don't get it. You've got a milk round going on. What's going on? I don't get it.
I've got a paper round. I've got a paper round. Really, I'm. I'm not this old. Just look.
Ours, the milk van comes about midnight, Matt, round our way. You hear him outside.
That to keep up with your timekeeping.
We don't have. Does anybody have milk delivered to the? Get that in the chat. Does anybody have milk delivered to their door anymore?
Yeah, my mother-in-law does. Yeah,
and you used to love it when you get the cream off the milk. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Sometimes you get a little bird would like peck it, wouldn't it? The foil. The cheek of it. But about Mogga. I mean, it is really. I just hope he's back with them very soon. I read his first. I don't know if you can get it anymore. It might be out of print, but I got his first book, his biography kind of thing. that he wrote while he was at Celtic, and it's the story of him, his relationship with his first wife, who tragically died.
Yeah, she
And he's
passed
been
away.
through so much, and we know that when he left Celtic, as you said earlier, Rich, and come to Ipswich, he felt like he found home again. And I'm so proud of everybody who applauded him yesterday. And
I think he met his second wife down here. She was from Suffolk, didn't she?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he's a legend. Tony Mowbray, he's a legend. He really is, and he's he's a bit like your granddad. I think he's got that feel.
Probably why it's hit me twice as hard. Yeah,
he has got that feel, and look, we just hope he's back on the touchline soon. And it's just he's one of them managers who you probably thought one day that he'd manage us.
He'd be here,
yeah. Well, we said at I said recently, didn't we, Matt? We were at the football club, and there's a big picture of him in the dugout next to Burley. I said that should have been the succession. That should have been the.
Yeah, you did say that, didn't you? Yeah.
The way it went. But yes, all our thoughts are with him. Sean has won another £50 on Match Bingo. Unbelievably, wow. I know. 2 weeks in a row. Sean says, guys, just hit my Match Bingo card from yesterday. Only won again. Another £50 for 2 lines. 2 wins in 2 weeks for Town and me. £100 Sean's up now.
Sean, email Martin. I'll give you my contact details. Give me your banking details. I'll send you 250 through. You do it for me. Send me the 50 quid through. This is unbelievable.
Hey, you're not that old. You haven't got a phone with an app device on it. You just need to download the app. It's not hard.
If I do it myself, I might not win. I've not had much luck. 25 quid into 30 recently, have I? But Sean,
25 into 30. I thought it was 5 into 30.
5 into 5 into 30.
He can't keep
Sean's got all the luck right now.
25. Clear cuckoo land.
While I was rebooting and hammering the computer, I heard you both mention man of the match. You both said Axel or Amari. I thought Kieffer Moore was my man of the match.
Yeah, see your comment.
Everything good went through him. I thought everything we were building was through Kieffer yesterday. He didn't get the goal, which is what the people, some people will look at stat wise. But I just thought he looked every inch of Premier League quality that we brought in, and what a signing he's turning out to be, really, because he's transformed us back into the side we were under Hurst. But I don't do George as a disservice.
I agree.
But with a little bit more quality on the ball.
Well, we had this conversation when he was signing, and I said about when he was 24, Kieffer Moore was at the same stage as Hurst is now, and will Hurst become a better player than Kieffer Moore? Kieffer Moore's had the experience now, of all them loan clubs he's had. He's obviously played in the Premier League. He's played at Euros, World Cups. I thought, I agree with you yesterday. I mean, first half, 3 or 4 times he got fouled. Late. There was one he nearly got put in the family enclosure down just past the home dugouts. Didn't give a free kick.
No free kick. Yeah.
But he's the type of guy. He's probably drawing 2 defenders towards him. The size of him, and then that opens up for it. It's no surprise. Chaplin started scoring again. Broadhead started scoring again, and Town as a whole, 17 goals. I think it's in the last 6 games. He had a great chance, didn't he? That one where he come in from the right hand side. And he lashed at it, and it went over the bar. But obviously, there's a great video I see on Twitter this morning of the 3rd goal where, he does. It's a lovely assist. He flicks it on. He's celebrating before Amari's put it in the net. He's got the arms up.
Yeah,
great. Isn't it? But he's going to be a really, really integral part of for the remaining 12 games and possibly the playoffs. Who knows what happens going forward? But is there a deal to do in the summer? I don't think so, if I'm being honest. I think he's just a player. Depends what division we're in as well. He's a player who fits what we need right now. And we needed. I think you needed that. You needed that player, didn't you, to fit that role from Hurst? And obviously, no one will know. They said, was Sam Gallagher, Matt? Was he the first choice? It wouldn't surprise me if we went back in for him in the summer, because I think he's available. He's scoring goals. Playing quite well for Blackburn at the minute. It depends what happens, because obviously they've got a new manager now. But look, Kieffer Moore, what's he got? 4 goals? Yeah. It's not about his goals neither. We said this about George Hurst. It's all about that front man who we go through. Yeah. You've got your focal point, and you've got that spine of your team now. And we were missing that for that dodgy run when we had between sort of December, just after Boxing Day, when Hurst got injured into January. That was no surprise, really, Matt, that we struggled during that run when you took out that massive part of your team.
It's a real shame, isn't it, when you think back actually where that run started, because you were kind of, don't want to use a pun, we were hamstrung, weren't we? Without Hurst there, because we didn't have that focal point, and that's where we started drawing games. And that's where the lead that we had over Leeds and Southampton started to be chipped away because, you know, we just couldn't turn 1 point into 3, and they've caught us up. But look at the league table now, all to play for, 12 games to go.
I think with him as well. Quickly with him as well, possibly. I don't know.
Is he going to get regular football at Bournemouth? Don't know. He isn't at the moment, is he? Could another Premier League team like a Luton stay up, come in for him? Maybe. But look, everyone loves him at Town right now, don't they?
Also with him as well, people should realise as well, look at the work he does back in his own box when there's corners, set pieces.
Yeah.
Look at the size of him. I mean, they say 6'5". I'm sure he's taller. He looks taller to me. He's massive, isn't he?
Yeah. Got the hair, isn't he? That obviously adds a little bit to it.
Lovely. You must like that. You must rate the hair.
You do rate that.
Yeah. You've got to rate the hair.
He didn't have that hair, did he? First spell, he didn't have that hair. See, this is the development.
No, but he's cultured now, Matt. He's been around. He's played in tournaments for international football. You know, he's a cultured player now, Matt. He's not come from Forest Green Rovers now, is he?
No, he's probably drunk coffee in Italian plazas.
Yeah, with little tiny cups.
Yeah, espressos.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And you know, he's come back. He's got a second bite of the cherry. Have I got that right? I'm not doing very well on these things today.
Second bite, we'll give you that.
Thanks.
You've been drinking?
No, just me tea. The tea king. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yes, he's got a second chance because he went away and everyone thought he was a bit crap when he left, didn't they? He's made a career for himself. He's come back.
It helped him. It helped him. He got off the mark, didn't he? That game away at Preston, you know, he took the pressure off himself straight away there by scoring. I know we lost that game, but it's really important that he came on and he made his mark straight away, got 2 goals. And since then, look, he got a bit of a bang on the knee, I think, on Tuesday night. Yeah. So you're holding your breath a little bit. You're thinking, oh, shit, we don't need you getting injured because we obviously picked up a couple of injuries yesterday. But, yeah, look, 4 goals. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit double figures, Martin, by the end of the season.
Big shout.
Preston, 8th now.
Good for them. Yeah, good for that. Yeah, I've not looked past 3rd since like August. I don't know what's going on with the table.
I just when we just felt probably it was, you know, ourselves included, maybe thought we'd probably go there and that might be a good 3 points for us, but obviously it didn't work out that way. But they seem to have taken that form on. But just goes to show how up and down the championship is, right? Because we had our friend from the pod there at Preston, and he was like, "Oh, you'll beat us easy. We're just looking at mid-table." And now
they're unbeaten. I think they're unbeaten since then. Went to Coventry and rolled Coventry over 3-0 on Friday night. I mean,
that's a
mental. It's a mental division.
It is. With Kieffer Moore, people have got to remember the first time he was with the football club. He's obviously a very different player, different character. He's not experienced the things he's experienced in his footballing career as he has done now. But the more important thing is that he came into a side that wasn't very good. He had to hit the ground running. Went away and got himself some form and showed some quality on loan at Barnsley. And we were under a previous regime where it was very much, you want to bring somebody in, you have to remove somebody on. And the only sellable asset at that time was Kieffer Moore. So it wasn't like we could bring him back, integrate him and see what we had with him at the time. It was he's banging in goals. They want to buy him. We can move him on and bring a couple of players in, which is what we did, you know, and we was never really given a chance in the blue and white previously, but he's a culture player. He's a better player than I thought he was going to be. I'll give him a lot of credit. I thought he was going to be a fairly decent striker who knew where the net is, but he can play with his feet as well, which is something
he put his head in low yesterday, didn't he? Around the centre circle, got taken out. They stopped him getting on to attack, didn't they? Yeah. Brilliant. Fantastic to see. Whether there's a deal to be done, I don't know. Let's not get our hopes up, but he'd be a great addition to us.
Again, I think if you're out the loan players, boys, I think if you said to me, you know, list which ones you think you're going to get in order of more likely, he's probably, outside of Travis, but I think with the Blackburn situation, who knows? I think he's up there because I can't see a Premier League team coming down really being interested in a Kieffer Moore. But I can't see a Premier League team being interested in. So it's kind of like we are a top 6 side. Why not us? Why wouldn't it?
Is this being in this division or being in the Premier League or both?
Yeah, you see, I'm snobby because
I think a little bit. So George Hurst will return to fitness. We all hope he comes back and he's back to how he was before. So for me, that will stunt Al Hamadi's growth if you sign in Kieffer Moore, because where does that put him in the pecking order?
Yeah,
because for me, you're playing only that one striker. I know you need different options, Gov, but like at the minute, he gets about 15 minutes at the. It's interesting, Matt, because he was going to come on yesterday. He was stripped, ready to go.
Yeah.
Him and Lewis Travis.
Ready to go.
Put your tops back on, lads. Sit down.
I'm not surprised Ali was perhaps told to sit down, but Travis, I was surprised he was told to sit
yeah,
back
I
down.
did. For the one go.
Yeah.
For the one go.
It wasn't like Ali's a player who's making the step up. You got that trust level. You got just gone 2-1 up. You know, do you really want to change it now? Whereas Travis obviously played so many games at this level and a holding midfield player. I would have thought that may have been.
Yeah.
But then,
ideal.
With hindsight, you would have used that sub, and Chaplin got crocked because he got clattered over your side, didn't he? So you'd have used all your subs up. So
believe it. Did you have a heart attack moment then? I was in the
when he's had his hands up and he was way on the ground, I thought, oh no.
Yeah.
I think he's all right. I think it's just a heavy knock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think he came back, didn't he? He came back and I think he tackled back, didn't he? I don't know if he'd overstretched or something. I thought, oh shit. Because you think, oh no. But hopefully he's all right and he'll be fit for next Saturday.
Do you feel that Matt Bayard, the physio's, his running style with the bag onto the pitch is too upright?
He just holds it down here, didn't he? And it's just like...
I don't know how you would run with that bag, though. I've not run with a bag across the football pitch in front of 30,000 people.
He's done it quite a lot, so I think he knows what he's doing with the bag.
These are the things I think of, Martin, when I'm watching the football.
Clearly. I was just watching John Ruddy laughing at the North Stand while Chaplin was getting treatment. It was so funny. He was just stood there laughing.
Fair play to Ruddy. Can you imagine trying to do your job with everyone calling you every name under the sun with 10 yards away from you? He's not a bad keeper, actually. He's a good shot stopper still, I think.
37.
It's a shame if he could play with his feet, he'd play for Man United.
He took it quite in good nature, didn't he? Because at the end of the game, I see he give the North Stand a little bit of a clap. So look, I know he used to play for the Norwich, but good-hearted banter like that, I like. It's like Lucas Jukovic, Matt, yesterday was gone running up and down past us. So he's come out to warm up and I shouted out, bloody hell, are you still there, Lucas? He's like, yeah, I'm still here. Because he's been there. I was reading the other day, he's been there, Matt, under 11 managers.
Do you really?
Yeah.
We got linked with him, didn't we? With McCarthy. Wasn't he?
He's only 34. I thought he was older.
Is that what?
Yeah. It was interesting when he came on. So he come on for Sanderson and immediately he got the captain's armband. I thought, you're only coming on for 5 minutes. I mean, bloody hell.
Yeah, but seniority, mate. Yeah, seniority.
And I'm surprised they didn't put him on when we see the other night what problems the front two for Rotherham caused Wolfenden and Burgess. I thought Wolfenden yesterday, Gov. I thought
hungry like a wolf.
But Jay Stansfield, I thought that's the ideal player, Wolfie, to be up against because he's not physical. He's got a bit of pace about him, and he didn't really get in the game, did he, Stansfield, yesterday?
Had a chance.
That volley.
Had a chance at 1-1. Yeah, had a chance at 1-1.
Shanked it, didn't he?
He did. But dangerous player. You know, you can tell that with just that one chance. He shanked it wide, but he was in the position, and I think a better team had flourished. But yeah, I thought Wolf actually, I don't know if he had a point to prove or not. But I saw a little bit hungry, a little bit more.
Did you watch? Right.
Aggression.
So I said, did you watch that, Matt, back? The Town in 5?
No.
So if you've seen his social media lately on Instagram, he's obviously having a bit of a dig at the fans because they say slow with the ball. So a couple of times he's put, not bad for someone who's slow with the ball with a snail. And when they scored the winner the other night, if you watch the Town in 5, go to that. And I think it's about, my mate Aaron sent it to me. He said, watch and see what he says. And what he says to the North Stand, I'm not going to repeat on here. But obviously he's been getting a bit of the bird and he's given them a little bit back. Which is fair play. Fair play to him.
I just saw some aggression is what I saw out of him yesterday in that second half, particularly at 1-1, where it wasn't a 50-50. It wasn't slow, laid back demeanour we're used to. It was a real, I thought, if I'm talking about Mowbray, yesterday I thought Wolfie, for me, was a real commanding presence back there in a game where 1-1 either way could go.
There was people in the chat Wednesday night were dropping him.
I know.
Nonsense.
He clearly listens and reads everything.
But as a fan base, sometimes people are too reactionary. They think someone's had a bad game. Oh, we got to drop
one and done.
McKenna's not. McKenna isn't like that.
No,
totally. Because if football was like that, you'd be dropping people all the time.
Yeah.
Rewind to about 6 minutes into the show. So, guys, next week headache time, right? There's Axel coming for Clark, and then
I was asking you a question. I personally think Harry Clark plays. I was just throwing it out there. Charlie in the chat said Axel plays.
That's a nice conundrum to have, isn't it? Because you're saying two players are in good form, whereupon everyone's sort of saying, "Oh, he was crap. Get him gone. He can sit on the bench next week."
You're probably going to need him,
right? You're going to need
him. You're going to need him. You've got, I think, there's no game this week, but then next week is a free game week because you've got Bristol City at home. Then you've got the Easter period. So Axel's going to probably be required to play a couple of games.
Two long
there,
away
maybe,
trips,
Matt.
Rich. 2 long away trips. We
Yeah.
saw what's happened post Swansea, haven't we, with Rotherham? We got Plymouth, and then you got Bristol, City at home, and then what was it, Cardiff?
Early kickoff.
There'll be a link at some point. More than 240 watching. Only 2 likes going to Phil. Phil, refresh the page. Just make sure that's true. I think there's probably more. But do hit the like button if you are watching.
We've got more people on the show than we've got likes.
Well, I'm not without mentioning a certain right back who either is or isn't here. But would you know Dalasian? What's the latest with his injury? Where are we going to?
Ill injured. I think he's had a bit of surgery. You won't see him again in a town shirt.
Has he?
He won't play.
Right. Has that been reported? Have I missed that report?
No, I think he had groin trouble, didn't he? I think he's
right.
He's way out of the picture.
That's in the little paper basket with Haladki new contract questions. Just don't ask.
Rumbles on that, doesn't it? Like, will he, won't he, is he, isn't he? You asked the question last week, Rich, in regards to goalkeepers.
Gov was stealing my thunder in the WhatsApp group this morning.
I was just thinking out loud.
I said that last week. Look, so we might as well discuss him because I thought yesterday he had a couple of saves there that, for me, were far from convincing. The one in the second half, down the Sir Alf end, I'm not quite sure how it goes. The other, because he's diving that to his right side, but the ball goes that way for a corner. So he's got it. I'm not sure how he saved it, that he's kept it out. But for me, he looks with his feet. He was fine because he found a couple of lovely balls into the middle of the pitch, yesterday to Chaplin. As for his all-round goalkeeping, I don't know if he's suffering maybe a little bit of confidence, Gov. I don't know because he's obviously made a couple of errors. You know, maybe that's on his mind, but. I think the chat that we're having, you said in the WhatsApp group, and I said it last week, it wouldn't surprise me if both him and Walton move on in the summer. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. The longer it goes on with that
people
contract.
People might think, oh, why would you move Haladki on? But then you look at his age, I think, is he 33, 34? What sort of length contracts are you going to get, Matt? They don't normally give more than a year, maybe with a 12-month extension. He might want a bit of security. And then you see in the week, he was linked with Celtic, Joe Hart. He's retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So he might go back to Scotland. Who knows? But it wouldn't surprise me if he moved on. If he did move on, look, he's been fantastic this season. I was speaking to Mike this morning. Mike's not of the opinion that Haladki's quite a good goalkeeper, but I did get Mike gave him a 6 all round for the season rating, Matt. And then somehow by the end of the conversation, I've got him up to 6.5 because I said I'll give him a 7. I think his levels have dropped a little bit, but it's not going to change. We're not changing goalkeepers this season because he's so integral, isn't he, to the way that we play. And that's where, when you come on to Christian Walton, Martin, the way that we've played and we've elevated our levels now, I don't want to be disrespectful to Christian Walton, but I don't think he can play that way with his feet.
No, he can't.
2-touch Walton, Matt called him.
Yeah, I did call him that. He's a bit disrespectful, but that was in League One and it was annoying me.
But you said that because obviously they're playing out from the back, and I think you're right. I think Haladki's transformed how we play to a certain extent because of what he brings in the sense of another outfield player. And what I said in the WhatsApp group, I'll say on the platform. Christian Walton has had a long career of being a number 2. He doesn't want to be a number 2 again, and this was his chance to be a number 1.
How old is he now? Is he 28, 29?
28, yeah. But he's been number 2 or number 3 in a lot of cases for most of his career. And this was his chance to be a number 1. And unless you move Haladki on or don't renew the contract and you play Christian Walton, I wouldn't see him being happy to be that number 2.
But that's football, isn't it? Because he got injured at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And back there at the start of the season, nobody knew that he wouldn't get back in. I even thought, I said, as soon as Walton's fit, he'll come straight back into the team. But he's not. And now, football just moves on so quickly, guys, doesn't it? You know, in 1 minute you're the flavour of the month like a manager. And then if you go through a dodgy run of form, you get the sack. Whereas Walton, he was excellent last season. You know, he won the Golden Glove. Yeah. But as a football club, time stands still for nobody. That's just the fact of how it is, isn't it? And if Walton does decide to go, he'll go with our best wishes because he was excellent last season and he played a part in that promotion. But like you say, he'll want to play football, Gov. He won't want to spend his time at another club sitting on the bench. So I think he goes in the summer. I've got no doubt. I don't think he'll be here next season.
It's like you say, Martin, the sliding doors moment. Who was the other club in for him when we signed him? Luton. he could be playing in the Premier League for crying out loud. He's too good to be a number 2. Yeah, absolutely. He'll be number 1 somewhere, and he deserves to be. Don't be wasting his career on a bench.
No, and of course now you've seen the other side in the sense of even if let's say a lad he signs for Celtic tomorrow, and that's that's done, dusted, and you wouldn't blame him the same way you wouldn't blame Neil Alexander that's going to Rangers. Would you be happy next year going in with Christian Walton as your number 1, having seen the other side of how a goalkeeper with his feet can transform a football side? Because goalkeeping wise, no one's questioning what Walton brings to the party. Great goalkeeper. But you've seen the other side, Rich and Matt, where I feel, would he bring that to the party with his feet?
I think you've both alluded to it before. I don't think he does. So you'd be looking, and so would they looking now to see who might be available? Who could fit the Hladky mould? Are they? I mean, look, Hladky's from the Czech Republic.
Continental goalie, Matt. That's what I see.
So I'm thinking, do you look into Italy or something where like the sweeper keeper thing was a big thing? South America? Don't know.
And why is it, right? One thing I've always noticed is, why is it continental goalkeepers punch and traditional sort of, Great British, English, United Kingdom goalkeepers?
He had one yesterday. He had one yesterday in the first half. He punched really well.
Nowhere near the second one.
There's one down the north stand end when he punched it quite a long way, which was a good punch, but catch the ball. There's no need. He could have easily caught that.
In the first half, he didn't get anywhere, or I think it was in the second half actually, where he hesitated and he didn't get anywhere really near it. And I don't know if that was sort of midweek creeping in. But I've always noticed, what is it about the continental goalkeepers that are taught? Well, what's the difference in the teaching? Because for me, it's position of goalkeeper is very much the same. If you can catch the ball, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know. That's always been the way, though. I mean, when
Rene Higuita done a scorpion kick.
Yeah, do you remember that? Yeah, we think back into the 80s and stuff when you had just a few games on TV a week and you saw European sides. Keepers was always punching the ball. So I mean, don't know. It must be ingrained in their culture on the continent, I think.
I'd pay good money, very good money, for a goalkeeper of Mick McCarthy's to do that scorpion kick, and then get in the changing rooms after the game. I'd pay any money you wanted just to be a fly on that wall, because I
think that was Rene Higuita, wasn't it? I think he went to prison after that for being a getaway driver in a bank robbery or something.
Good heavens, did he?
Yeah.
Who was the other goalkeeper? Was it Luis? Is it Chilave? Was he Mexican?
Took free kicks.
He took the free kicks and pens, didn't he? Paraguay, that was it. He's got a lot of goals. He was good from the set pieces, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Slicker came from Man City. I mean, with Slicker though, I see him being promoted to a second choice. I wouldn't see him being automatically.
Who could tell us what his attributes are? I mean, when was the last time we even saw him play? Was it that Bristol Rovers League Cup game? Was it Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, because he played in that. Or did he play at Reading? He played at Reading.
He might have played at Reading, actually. Yeah, I think.
And then when we played Wolves, Halaki played, didn't he? He was back in for that game. So, I think, was Slicker? We said this. I think it was last week, Matt. Was he signed as the number 2? With Halaki maybe moving on, if it was Walton and they got injured.
Good thing, but look, he's getting. While we're not seeing him, he's obviously in that group every day, training, in and around. Learning. Who knows what kind of progress he's making under Rene Gilmartin, and we might find out soon.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't given a loan in January, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Well, they lined the other. What was the other lad?
Nicky Hayes.
Nick Hayes. Yeah. He went on loan, didn't he? He was at Southend. I think he's in the non-league at the minute. So
he's doing well.
That was probably why we loaned him out, because he was 4th choice, wasn't he? And I suppose with Slicker, you've got to keep him around just in case one of the other 2 goalkeepers go down with an injury.
I've got a friend who watches Solihull, and he says Nick Hayes they really like him. So.
That's good. I can't. Yeah, but just like Cam Humphreys, you don't get better as a player, any player at any position at particularly at a young age, without playing games. Like the more games you can have with Slick coming back under his belt, the better it would be long term for Ipswich Town, right? Because shot practice before the game. He ain't learning jack from that.
I think with Humphreys, I think he probably would have gone out on loan if Brandon Williams had been at the club, because he could obviously play left back. But because I think at the minute he's probably your replacement for Leif Davis if anything sort of goes awry with him. I see Baggett played again yesterday for Bristol. He's back in. Corey and Darver scored yesterday for Kilmarnock.
Did Elkin play at all, or is that a bit sour?
Elkin, he played. He's back in yesterday, partnering James Wilson. There you go, player of the year. Player of the year for Town.
A meeting of eras. Yeah.
Huge no said out of 11 on the pitch, keepers only not penalised for using hands. Catch the ball. Jason, don't forget how good Slicker was the one game you played. Man, the match, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he had a good game, that one. He had a good game. Finch's rest to me. Amari has been a revelation. It'll be great if Chelsea wanted to let him go. Seems to have benefited massively under McKenna and his coaches. What can you say about Amari? It hasn't already been said or written. It's just a sensational.
Oh, he's just electric on the ball, isn't he? Great off the bat. Look, we was all worried when Wes went off yesterday. What did you say it was, Rich? Calf?
Yeah, he's got a calf strain. I think Broadhead was thigh. So they'll probably be doubtful for next Saturday, I'd have thought.
2 or 3 weeks, do you think? Really? Or are we saying week? Yeah.
What we got Saturday? I'd be surprised if they played the next 2 games.
Yeah, which is a big blow. But Amari's a different player from the player who came on early doors. You know, in the loan spell, he's transformed. It's a player development of such rapid rise as well.
Well, I mean, with that, I mean, if we stay in the Championship, we certainly wouldn't be signing him. Could you get another in on loan again? I certainly think these performances will be kind of, on the radar of Premier League clubs, sort of middle to lower.
That's probably his next loan, isn't it? Because if we go up, I think there might be a good chance we could get him on loan again. But if I'm Chelsea and I'm looking at him, who's their loan manager now? Have they got a loan manager? They must have a loan manager with all their players.
It was Torre Andre Flo.
But with Amari, they've seen that he can do it in the Championship. So the next place for him to go would be a Premier League team on loan, I would have thought.
Let's hope it's us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So this is a report from the 15th of February. Josh Marsh, Swansea City director, Josh Marsh's loans manager report. I don't know if that was confirmed or not. That was according to Chelsea.
But he's a different player than Wes, isn't he? Wes is more. I'd say Wes is more when he gets the ball. He's more direct, and you're pretty sure where he's going to go. Whereas Amari, I think he can sort of go on his left foot, or he could go on his right foot. But I think you say, Gov, with his rapid, like how he's improved so much. His decision making so much better now. 9 times out of 10, he will make the right decision. Look at the ball he plays for Axel for the second goal. He's there. He knows he's coming. He just hangs onto it and then he just lays it. And I mean, the goal when he went through there, we all knew he was going to score.
Yeah.
What's better? Someone on Twitter asked me this morning: the Amari somersault or the kooky swallow dive? What is the better celebration?
That's a really tough one, isn't it? My God. I love the Sheffield one. Do you remember they put that note in the programme to make sure kids didn't do it in school playgrounds? Let's go. Look, we're in the present. Let's go with Amari. I mean, how you practice that, God only knows. How do you know you can even do that without breaking your neck? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's great, isn't it? It's great. It's electric. I love it. But he has come on, though, like you say, because even at the top of the year, remember that Wimbledon game in the Cup? Maybe it was because he was playing League Two side, but I just felt like he was having too many touches. Stop holding on to the ball. If you watch Goalkeeper when he was watching United, he says this about Rashford. Pass the bloody ball. And I was like that with Amari. But I don't know, in that spell now, over the last, 6-8 weeks, wherever it was, he's come on leaps and bounds.
There's a really good interview with Brenner yesterday. I see it on Suffolk this morning. And they said he's his own worst critic, Amari. He's really critical of himself. But even like speaking, like when he first come, he seemed like he's quite nervous. Obviously, his first loan to a men's team. But even more now when he's being interviewed with Brenner, he seems like a little bit more personality's coming out, And what's he got now? I think that's 6 goals. Is it 6 goals he's scored?
Just to update you, because ignore what I said about the loan manager. Completely ignore it. Didn't say it at all. Not true. Don't know what I was reading.
Can you clip that out, please?
Yeah,
don't know what I was reading. However, according to the Chelsea website, I honestly don't know what the fuck I was reading there because it clearly so far wrong. I don't even know what it was.
We'll forgive you. Compose yourself. You're forgiven.
Carlo Cudicini, loan technical coach. According to the Chelsea,
Cudicini, he was a good keeper, wasn't he?
So where's Torre Andre Flo gone now? Then someone tell me in the comments. What was
Carlo Cudicini, Matt? You might. I might be wrong on this. Did he have a motorcycle accident when he was at Chelsea? He did. I thought I remember that.
Yeah.
He was a good keeper, wasn't he?
He was a really good keeper always, but for any back.
My favourite Chelsea goalie, I'm going to say, was Dimitri Karin because he always used to wear them tracksuit bombs. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
It's not Eddie Hoy, is it? Let's be honest. Torre Andre Flo is currently manager of Division 1 club Sognad. Oh, crumbs.
Oh, dear.
What
country? What country will work it out?
Norwegian. Norway.
Okay.
Norway. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Go
we'll
look it up
up.
yourselves, guys, and let me know how you pronounce it.
That is very true, Adam Whelan.
We've always said that on this show. Never fall in love with a lone player. We saw it with Selena. He's distant memory now as well.
Yeah, as long as no one loses their shit on.
I think
Twitter.
what Rich, the other week, I think you put this really well. Like, or maybe it was you, Martin. You can argue amongst yourselves there afterwards. You know, who'd heard of Amari Hutchinson at this point last year in terms of someone who could come in and make an impact at Ipswich, and there'll be someone else waiting in the wings who could do a similar job for us next year. We just don't know who that is yet.
Sogndal.
I still can't say that.
Oh, good, not just me. Brilliant. Okay.
I can't say that. How are you going to attempt it?
I thought about it.
Have we replaced Sam Williams yet? Because he's left to Man U, isn't he? The recruitment guy.
Has he actually gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
So obviously
that's
he's
not been reported, is it?
Yeah, that was reported about 3 weeks ago.
I just thought he got linked. I just thought he got linked.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
Don't tell him Paul Jules left the club, will you, Rich? He'll be heartbroken. All right.
Steve Rice says, Amari's learning, improving, enjoying his football with McKenna. Could he push Chelsea for a move?
Well, he could, but how much would he cost? I mean, this is the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue, isn't it?
8 million upwards.
Yeah, probably.
And if he keeps scoring goals and assisting like he has, that'll be going up.
I got optimistic Frank to come in and Phil Blundell. Oh, Phil's disappeared. Optimistic Frank to come in just a second. Before I do, the celebration for Birmingham's first goal. Do you want to just have you got any words, any comments on that?
What's that? What's the lad's name?
Jordan James.
Jordan James, good player. I like him. He'd play. He'd fit well in the McKenna team.
Athletic.
Well,
yeah.
Look, he might have been getting a bit of stick. I don't mind that. There's no problem giving it a bit, but then your performance has got to be good after that. You've got to, if you're giving it to the crowd, you've got to. And he sort of disappeared out of the game, didn't he? Second half.
Again,
great
that comes
finish.
down, it was a really good. I mean, look, that just goes to show how clinical some of these championship clubs are, even if they're like floating around mid to lower table. But again, we've got caught out, didn't we? Really, with Leaf playing that winger role, and Luongo, bless him, was trying to sprint as much as he could, but you know, he had to fill the gap, didn't he?
Look at Chaplin. When you watch Chaplin on that goal, he almost gets there for the block. He's literally sprinted.
Yeah.
Look, it's we're going to get caught. That's the way we play.
It wasn't caught. It was a bad touch.
Yeah, Broady. Yeah, he's and people have been committed, haven't they? Like you say, Leaf had gone, but that's the difference between League One and Championship. You know, you make that mistake last season against Accrington Stanley, and McConville's not going to go running that. He's not going to run. He's not going to. They're better players, and if you make mistakes, you get punished, don't you? And it was a shame because I thought we played really, really well in the first half, and they hadn't really threatened, had they, Brum?
No, first shot on target, surely. First shot on target, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the first shot on target. Good finish. I'm all for it. I think in other sports you get it all the time, particularly in NFL. Players celebrate in front of the home crowd all of the time. It's just I don't know why we take such offence to it in this country in particular.
I do agree with that.
Great for him.
I do agree with that, but Nugent said it before. Nugent, I couldn't stand it when he used to celebrate in front of us. I couldn't stand it.
Only because you have a jealous memory, like a jealous partner, Matt, who always asked them out for a date, and they've always said no, and they always, and you just, here they are again, scoring goals, having fun.
Listen, when we got linked to him, because Magilton tried to sign him, didn't he, from Pompey, and he said he would have come, but he was injured. I mean, he would have been a great signing for us, but yeah, oh well, never mind.
Would you? Sean's asking in the chat. I just asked this question before bringing in Frank. Would you sell Davis to purchase Amari?
I don't think you're going to blow a lot of your Well, it depends what league we're in. You might not have to sell Leif Davis if we're in the Premier League. Would I? Defensively is where I'll be looking next season, and you're probably they're going to go down the loan route again for probably a couple of like Sarmiento and. But you just got to find them, and hopefully they're as good. But now that we've got a really good manager who's one of the best coaches in the country. These Premier League teams, if we don't get promoted, they're going to give you their young players because they know that they trust the manager and they know that they're going to improve. They're going to improve as well.
Yeah. Matt, you with the same thinking as Rich there with that? Or you purchasing Amari if you've got the money from Davis?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I do remember, we've mentioned it on the show before, when we failed to get promoted. We've lost it in playoffs to Bolton. Dyer scored that looping header. I think it was his last goal for Town. of that era. And then he goes, and we're all gutted. But then we use that 6.5 mil, wherever it was, to strengthen a side that gave Burnley the ammunition to take us into the Premier League and on that European run. So, you know, you never know what one thing might lead to the other. But I certainly don't want to be seeing anybody leaving the club, and I'd like Amari to stay. And I love watching we're all down that left-hand side, but nothing ever lasts forever. If we stay in the Championship next season, so be it. He's got aspirations to go and play in the Premier League. England have got a lack of good left backs. Do the maths. You know, his career's going up, and hopefully we can join him.
Yeah, MB says one thing for Davies, he's a little bit weak defensively, but he's a fantastic player.
But
Adam
then,
says,
so's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not had a bad career, has he?
No, exactly.
I think that's how they're taught to play nowadays. These wide the fullbacks, don't they? Get forward.
Yeah.
Look, defensively, I think Leaf's improved. I think he's improved defensively.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but I just hope he improves with us in the Premier League because he'll be definitely tested there.
So is top two back on then? Because you two only last week were telling me I was being silly for even saying, well, mathematically, boys, it's silly as possible, and why couldn't we do it?
Well, it is at the moment. Look, Colin, bless him, wasn't feeling very well yesterday, but he still came to that.
Colin still thinks we can win the league.
We're only six behind Leicester. I mean, everyone had them. They were like 11-1 on, weren't they, to be promoted back at Christmas?
It's the division, because we sat here probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago saying, oh, Southampton, look at Southampton, you know, they're 22 games or whatever unbeaten, and then they've lost 3 games. But all teams have a bad run. I think Leeds have probably had their bad run, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
you know, earlier in the season, I watched them Friday night. Yeah, they were a little bit lucky in that game, but they're clinical. And I personally, I don't see them losing at Ellen Road this season. I don't see nobody going there and turning them over. And then people now will say, have Leicester got a touch of the Sheffield Wednesdays? I don't think so. Leicester is still a good side. They're still 6 points clear, you know. And
look at the points total they're on now. That's just astronomical, isn't it?
But we've just got to hang in there, haven't we, Go? We have to just hang in there. And Mick Mills was saying on Suffolk, he reckons we'll probably finish around the 92-point mark. I think we'll probably finish with more than that, because if you look, that's 12 games to go, 20 points. We're going to go at probably 2 points a game, I would have thought. So we'd probably finish 96, 97. You might even have to get 100 points to get top 2. I think personally, I think we might need to win 10 out of 12. Honestly.
That would surely gets you promoted, surely. But look, I agree with you on
102
Leeds.
points that'd be, Matt.
It's unbelievable. I agree with you on Leeds, but who saw Millwall, the Millwall team we saw at the Den, going to Southampton?
Have you seen Russell Martin? Have you seen him?
No.
Salty, isn't
Is he
he?
salty?
Yeah, he's the Millwall goalkeeper, goes to shake his hand and he sort of goes like that and bats it away.
Can't deal with defeat.
No need to be like that, Russell. Come on. Don't be a bad loser.
Bless him. But yeah, they're wobbling. I said they were due a wobble.
Martin can spot a wobble from a mile off.
I just can't spot a Leeds wobble. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking
on that one. Can you spot a Leicester wobble then?
Again, more so than Leeds, but I just think they have a little bit more quality about them. Leeds' issue was always consistency. Consistency.
It's just them away games they'd lose, because they've not lost at Ellen Road all season. And like I say, Leicester, if I look at them, if you watched it, I know they lost to Middlesbrough. They missed a hatful. If you watched the game Friday night, they missed a lot of chances there, Gov. You know what? It's not as though they weren't creating the chances. Look, they should have had another goal, Matt. It was disallowed wrongly for offside. If that goes in, it's 2-0. And they're going to be 12 points clear. Now it's down to 6. And I mean, we've got ourselves a title race.
We have. And all we can do is just keep applying the pressure. Just keep the heat up as much as we can on whoever is sitting in the top 2. And if they slip up, be there to pounce. And if they, like yesterday, for example, 1-1. If we had not got 3 points and Leeds had lost Friday night, it's not the end of the world, but you don't take advantage of the slip up. This is now the time of the year where you've got to be ready to pounce. You can't say, oh, well, you know, we can take a point here. They lost. It's still equal footing. When one of them slips up, we've got to pounce. So take care of your own business. Make sure you do your own job.
I said that about 3 weeks ago in here. I think that's before we went to Preston. I said they're places like Preston, Millwall. Sometimes you probably gone there in the past and you've said, that's a good point on the road. You win your home games. But you go to Plymouth on Saturday, Gov. Leeds went down there and rolled them over. They beat them 2-0. But what a strange league it is, Matt. Last week, Middlesbrough go to Leicester. They beat Leicester. And then yesterday, Middlesbrough owned to Plymouth. And Plymouth go there and turn them over 2-0. I mean, it's just... But we have to win next Saturday. You just got to keep the pressure up.
Yeah. Might be Gov. Many nicknames. King of the Trap Game.
Yeah,
the
like
Wobble
the
and
Trap
Watch. And the Guillotine.
Guillotine.
Haven't got anyone guillotined recently.
Have we got any trap games? Is there any trap games coming up?
Oh, I'd have to look at the actual league table past third to see what trap games are coming up. I'm just confident in my club at the moment. Like, I don't really need to look at any league table. I feel.
And we go to the side that pipped us to the title next week. Everyone's thinking there's 3 points. I mean, is that still a fortress in Park? Me and Crystal Wall Chandler were chatting about this on the train. Is that still as much as a fortress as it was?
Still decent. They're still decent at home. I think if you shut down Whittaker
all day,
I think when I watched the game, especially the first half last week, I think Matt in the first half, I think he'd had 8 touches of the ball. And I mean, he's their danger man, obviously. But I think I've only been to Home Park once. Darren Curry scored a penalty, and that's when we wore the orange and black shirt with Power Gen.
That's it. Yeah.
I'll tell you the way they're going at the moment. Watford could be a trap game, and they're on the verge of sacking another manager.
Well, no, they've done quite well because they've gone 34 games this season, and they've not actually had 3 managers.
No, they gave him a new contract when he was in the middle of a bad run of form last time. But there's talk of him, obviously.
When I see that was announced, it wasn't the corner flag because they normally have the corner flag, and the manager's going to be sacked. I was amazed that they give him a new contract. I thought that surely they're sacking him. No,
but it will be this time, I think.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, when the corner flag comes up.
You ain't going to do it again. I agree with you.
Absolutely. Valor and Ishmael. Right, Frank, welcome in. What are your thoughts?
Well, the first thought, hi everybody. The first thought is Rung got it wrong again.
Wrong. Don't listen to him, Rung.
But she was actually at 2-1. I was getting nervous again, and that wonderful break, the header from Kieffer Moore onto Amari Hutchinson, and I think we all felt confident that he would put that one away, and he did, and then we could relax. And I put the beer away for a little while after that. So
how many yesterday? How many beers?
I do a beer can count at the end, and I think I was on to 11.
11. Look at these cans, Frank, in Holland. How big are they?
50 centilitres, 5% alcohol. So I was feeling a bit groggy today, but
groggy. Wow.
I don't know if you've heard it, Frank, but in case you have, what's it like being the Radio Suffolk advertisement? Your voice.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Oh, yeah. Well, for those that don't know, Frank is the pin-up. Frank is their go-to for the advertisement. It's a "Be like Frank," I think the slogan was.
I think pin-up is a dubious.
It's radio, mate. Everyone's pin-up.
Yeah, that's true.
Frank, you've done a number of years on there. You've done a number of years on Suffolk, haven't you? Like
20 odd. In the days of Mark Murphy, I was on talking to Kevin Beattie. He said, "Oh, it's Frank from Holland."
Yeah, I remember.
I used to love that.
I used to love listening to that.
Nearest I ever got to speaking with him was on Radio Suffolk, and Mark Murphy now is the presenter, isn't he, at Portman Road? I mean, he's the
on the PA,
makes a few mistakes. A big gaffe a few weeks ago when he got the team wrong that Ipswich are playing. I think
we spoke about him before. I don't think he's got a great. He's good on radio. I don't think he's a great.
Brilliant on radio. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like his blue arm before the game?
No, cringe.
You're such a. Oh,
what? You don't like the music. You don't like Hey Jude.
I've started singing that recently.
Caroline, you don't like that either, do you?
No, but I like the old Blue Army. Why not get a bit of cheese in the place? Yeah, I like that. Give the kids that ain't paid their 150 quid a bit of chance to get involved. Like.
I hate singing the blues. I hate that. That's the one I don't like.
When it comes to melodies, the na 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 Ipswich. I mean, what's the Ipswich? Why not Ipswich Town? It fits perfectly. Na 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 na.
Yeah, I knew Frank was going to go there with that. That's why I mentioned Hey Jude, because I knew I'd reel you in there, Frank.
Frank knows his way around the melody. He does. I've not even.
Can we have a song? Can we have a song, please? This Sunday.
I can give you a poem instead. I've got
great. Give us a poem.
What's the culture on this show these days?
My beloved Ipswich Town. For more than half a century, I've supported Ipswich Town from the Bobby Robson era to when Mr. Evans brought us down. I was lucky to have witnessed some of the best players we have had, from Beattie through to Mariner. This team was never bad. I witnessed our Dutch masters performing at their best, midfield maestros of their age, and with their talents blessed. The golden years have long since gone, but hope remains eternal, as our tractor boys from far and wide make our quest truly external. I have had the blues, watching the blues for far too long to mention, but seeing football, you should know, is full of so much tension. When dark days descended on the town, I was not a fickle fan. It's all about the journey and not who is best man. So now the tide is turning and we have a brand new start with McKenna in the driving seat. Our football's a fine art. There are dissenting voices that sometimes I might hear, but the long-term goal remains the same for everyone to cheer. Town is on the rise again, and for this we must rejoice. It's been a long time coming, but now we have a voice. And Portman Road is once again packed right to the rafters. But as loyal Ipswich Town fans will know, we still come back for afters. For more than half a century, I've supported this fine club. You'll find me on the terraces or even in the pub. Our legacy is laced with gold from an age that's passed us by. But I'll support this football club until the day I die.
Bravo, that is
brilliant.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
very good and much
So
better
good.
than the last pun we had, which was from Lee Anderson on around Valentine's Day, which we won't repeat. But yeah,
That
very
was
good.
brilliant.
Frank.
Well done, Frank. That was
Very good.
fantastic.
Well,
I
I just love Ipswich. I love everything about Ipswich. And it's not just even the football club. It's Ipswich itself, the people, the community, the bars, obviously, and the restaurants. And,
When did you move here?
pardon?
When did
Yeah,
you move here?
I had a hope when I was younger, actually. I was thinking if I could get a job in Ipswich. This was when I was in my early 20s, and it never really transpired. The nearest I got, I started working at holiday camps, Pontins, so that I could get to games when I was 20, 22, 23. And I remember working in Hemsby and I saw Terry Butcher in Pakefield, I remember, the next year when I worked there. And it was just to get to games, you know, just so that I could see Ipswich Town. And my most memorable game, for all the wonderful ones I've watched, was probably Bobby Robson's testimonial when George Best came on in the second half, and 23,000 there for that, and it was just a wonderful day. And but so many happy memories of Ipswich Town, and we're really looking forward, don't we, to getting there. Just one thing, Rich, I have to remind you. I'm sorry about this, mate.
Here he goes. Here he goes. I see it in the chat about Kieffer Moore.
Yeah,
I
not
did-
mobile enough.
Right. I did say in the summer that he was on my shopping list. Right. I would have signed him.
He did. I mean,
But I think he's a little bit different than George Hurst. I don't think he does as much running,
Right.
but he is more mobile than I remember.
Okay. That's a reasonable defence, actually, to be honest. And I think we're all.
Frank
really
loves
good.
calling me out. He loves calling me out, doesn't he?
But you love calling me out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's tit for tat, you know. It's a bit of fun, and the main thing is that we're all on the same side when it comes to Ipswich Town Football Club. We love this club, and you know, there's something else I have to mention because we were talking only a few weeks ago. I said Southampton would have a dip. I said it on this show. I said I think Southampton. You know, everyone's talking about this wonderful record. Well, all good records come to an end.
Correct.
And really had a serious dip now. I mean, that's 2 defeats in 3, isn't it? So confidence will be ebbing away a little bit. And with Leicester, well, yeah, I really can't see anyone stopping Leicester, to be honest. But, you know, when we've had 2 defeats on the bounce now, it might just affect their self-belief. You never know. And with Leeds, I have to say, there's hope here too, because in the next 7 games, they've got 2 Yorkshire derbies against the next ones, Huddersfield, who found some form, and then a little bit later, Sheffield Wednesday, who have also and desperately need the points and are picking up some. So you never know. This is just an amazing division, isn't it, guys? It's just an amazing division. Even Rung's getting it right more times than me. Although I did predict yesterday 3-1. I got the prediction right. So happy days, guys. Happy days.
Top work.
I was
Frank.
thinking, Martin, do you remember when we started the pod? We were thinking about people that would come on, and we were like, how could we get in touch with Frank from the Netherlands who goes on the radio? And you found us, Frank. You found us instead.
You know, it was just, it was a fluke, really. And it was the best fluke I've ever had, because to find this show, I love this show. I love all of you guys very much. I think it's a beautifully presented, and I think the people, the guys that are coming on here, the people who are sending messages, and some of them I know from my website, it's just a wonderful fraternity. It really is, and I would give you the biggest round of applause of all of you. You do a wonderful job, really you do.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And it really is our pleasure to have you on, Frank, and discuss football with you on a weekly basis. So thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Look after yourself. And good luck being Radio Summits pin-up boy. You know, good work. Well done. Well done. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. It was a shock to me, boys. When
what a great poem.
Frank.
Wasn't that wonderful?
Lots of love in the chat for that poem. Some people saying
Frank,
get it published.
It's coming over. When is it? March? Is the games he's coming to?
Watford and Middlesbrough.
To go to the statue to see us. Frank will be there. Yeah, just brilliant. And big shout out, who was at the statue yesterday? The Bergin family, David and Adam. If you watched the outside the stadium, Adam, come on. They're travelling back today, proudly wearing their town shirts, they told me. So it was brilliant to see them over as well. Because we take it for granted, don't we? Look, we live so close. It's 40 minutes on the train for me. You're driving down. Martin, you're only on the other side of Suffolk. Yeah, they've had to get planes, book hotels. They've stayed right next to the ground. Got to get a plane back home. Brilliant. Great support.
Yeah, it really is. Mike D says we have Frank's Poetry Corner every week. Yeah, it was great. It was good to see David and his son yesterday, Adam. Really good. Hopefully I'll have a safe trip back. And yeah, David said he'll try and up the show more once he's home. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. That would be awesome. Right, joining us now is, well, I'm surprised to see him really because he wasn't there yesterday.
Where was he? He did tell me where he was.
Yeah, he told me where he was as well. He was rivaling Brad Pitt, but here he is.
If you calm down,
Brad Pitt.
William Bradley Pitt, nice one.
Calm down.
Yeah, I was elsewhere yesterday. I was gonna try and get back just before the 3 o'clock kickoff. I finished where I was after 2 o'clock, but it was going to take me more than an hour to get home. So I listened to the first half. I listened to the game on the radio. I think. I would say just before we scored the second goal, I was thinking, "Oh no, this is going to be a 1-1. This is going to be 1-1. Oh no, we're going to fall behind Leeds. We're going to stay third." But no, last 10 minutes were great. It's just a bit of a shame that injuries to Chappers, Burns, and Brody now going into another sort of.
Chaplin's all right. I told you this morning or yesterday, Phil. He'll be fine. He walked off the pitch. The other two, I don't think they'll play next Saturday, but. Right. Chappers will be fine. We won't need Jack Taylor in the 10. Don't worry.
What a cheeky finish by Chappers yesterday. That must have been a training ground one. That.
No, it's instinctive. That you just stick your leg out, don't you? You try and flick it round the corner, help it on its way, and it looked good. I expected Phil, the flag to go up on live first view, but watching it back, the linesman, amazingly, because the officials yesterday, I'll do it for you, Phil, were terrible. Got it right. And I can't believe he got it right, Rich.
Yeah, I would say it was Gavin Ward, the referee yesterday. I thought, oh God, no. Listen to the radio. I thought, oh no, he's
okay. And then he had about a 15-20 minute spell in the second half. I mean, he booked Morsey. I think there was a foul before that, and then Morsey. I think he handballed it, didn't he? Did he book it? Was it handball? So he's got 12 bookings now. He's got another 4 games until we get to the 38 game cut off, and he's got 12. So.
It was handball, by the way.
It's definitely. It was a blatant handball, but it was a foul before that, Matt. And there was a couple of fouls, like I said, on Kieffer Moore in the first half. I mean, he ain't even give a foul. But
were the linesmen watching on some sort of video TV delay? Because
the one over your side, second half, he didn't even put his flag up, and the referee blown his whistle. He's got the thing, isn't he? Has he got a little thing on his flag field he presses? He's got he would have known, but he's not even giving off
the bloody thing, Rich. He's still got to wave it in here.
Hang on, he's giving a free kick and he's not even put his flag up yet. And then the flag went up about 5 seconds later. I thought,
I would say they should have buzzer flags. I mean, say if we had VAR in the Championship, I would say, crikey. I mean, say
anyway. Matt Stannard's been doing his referee's course, Phil.
Has he?
Yeah.
How far's he got? Has he given up already?
No, he's got to do 5 games. He's got to be assessed in 5 games. He's got his whistle. He's got his cards. So
yeah, it's been revshop.com.
So which league's he refereeing?
I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure, but I think Lewis Robertson have put on the chat because Lewis obviously works at Culture, so they always need rest for their academy
He needs
games.
to do the SIL. He needs to do the SIL. He needs to do the Sunday morning Ipswich League, and if he can, get involved with the Eastern Counties under 18s. Although when I was refereeing, they were a little bit more stricter in appointing more senior referees.
We had Suffolk's finest at the statue yesterday, Phil. Irv.
Yes,
Irv was
Mr.
there.
Bergin. Yeah, I was
Irv.
No, Irv.
Irving was out.
Oh,
Irving.
Irvin, yeah. I would say he doesn't remember me. If you ask him, he'll go, "Who the fuck is that?" But I
That's hard
remember
to
I was out with him on the line. He would say even the senior SIL games, when he was out in the middle and I was sort of in the first 2 or 3 seasons, he was one of the characters that I first met all them years ago. And yeah, I saw him on your channel.
He's done his ankle ligaments at work.
Well,
because he's a postman, isn't he? He's a postman.
Yeah, he's a poster. Yeah, I would say that's understandable, though, isn't it? I would say, come on.
No, like I said yesterday, when there's blame, there is claim.
There's a claim, yeah. Right, I've got a question for you guys. And I think I've already asked it to you, Rich. Right, and I've already posted in the comments this afternoon. I think Kieffer Moore is an upgrade on George Hurst. Change my mind. Change my mind.
I don't want to change your mind. I think you're probably spot on there, Matt.
And it's also changed the way that we're playing out from the back, because I noticed from the West Brom game, we were playing a lot more long balls in the West Brom game. And I noticed it again in the home game at Rotherham. I don't know whether you agree with me or not. I don't know. But I just feel with, Moore's coming, he's not the same as George Hurst. So I think we have adjusted the way we play. I think we are playing, the long ball a little bit more because we, playing it out from the back is the thing that we've been doing all season. And I think McKenna's just switched it and changed it up a little bit. And I think I've noticed that in the last 2 or 3 home games.
I think Phil's right. I think Kieffer Moore is an upgrade. You think to yourself, like, if George is to come back this season, say he did, would he be warming the bench? But I mean, look, Kieffer Moore's had an immediate impact, hasn't he? Like you say, Phil, he's become, as Rich said, he's become the focal point. He scores him 2 goals at Preston. He's now got 4. He's had a
4 and 5 games. Yeah,
he's had a real immediate impact, hasn't he?
Mm.
But
we were top of the league. We were top of the league when George Hurst.
Exactly, we're fickle.
We were top of the league, so we didn't do too bad with him. No, let's be fair.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Phil's not said George Hurst is a bad player.
I feel with Kieffer Moore's experience, especially from the Premier League games.
He's more experienced.
More experienced. And also,
and it should be really if the wages report is correct. Like we should be seeing
40 grand a week. Is he?
We've gone from a Ford Fiesta to a Jag, like in terms of wage increase. So
40 bags.
And also, just talking ahead to next week, Plymouth, they've actually scored a lot of goals at Home Park this season. 38 league goals in 17 home games. That's more than 2 games, 2 goals a game. Not as many as they've scored. Hang on, I'll just check.
How many is not many? We saw 37. Yeah. It's not as many, but it's still quite high.
Right, Plymouth's home record. They've scored 38 and conceded 30, so they've conceded a lot of goals.
What's their record? What's their record, Phil, at home? Like wins, draws, and losses?
Right. Plymouth, they've played 17 games at home. They've won 8, so about 50% of the home games they won. Drawn 4, lost 5, so that's pretty decent. I was just saying in the chat that I bet Schumacher's regretting his choice now to move to Stoke because they've fallen into the bottom 3.
Yeah.
It's tightening up down there. I mean, if you look at the bottom of that, Rotherham are gone, but the rest of them, it's just whoever can. And this is why I feel when everyone can say, I know that like Leicester, Leeds, Southampton, there's no easy games, and it proved Tuesday night against Rotherham. I did watch the match reaction show. I did see
I was angry. I was
steam coming out of your ears.
I can't remember the last time so angry about coming away from a home.
I think the word you used.
Apoplectic, yeah. I would say when we lost against Leeds back in, I think it was beginning of September, like at the end of August. I thought, I'd say we all left feeling, we still feeling pretty good about ourselves because we gave them a good game and we, playing some good football. But I would say Tuesday night for me, Keith Stroud has been refereeing for a long time.
Hang on, he's going.
Yeah, Look, I just want to quickly say, if he's watching, he's probably not. Right, there's a referee. There was a referee called Michael Thorpe, who was a championship level referee, and he was very close to being promoted to the elite list, but he had a persistent Achilles injury that kept him from being promoted. And I've seen he was a fourth official to many Premier League games, and I remember saying to him, what are these managers like? And I think he said the one that he disliked the most was Arsene Wenger, because he just kept on moaning and whinging. He just wouldn't stop whinging and moaning on the touchline in games. And so, being a fourth official, you get to hear stories like that.
I did not see it.
He lives 2 roads down from me, and I do occasionally see him.
What, Arsene Wenger?
No, Mickey Thorpe, the former.
All round Phil's house.
His son's a referee now, and he's doing very well. He's doing well for himself. But it's just nice having guys like that around, because he pretty much was the only championship level referee in the whole county of Suffolk back then. We're talking during the noughties, and there's one or two that have, there's another one called Simon Long, who runs the line in the Premier League games, and you'll pretty much see him on most Saturday nights when you watch Match of the Day. If you do watch Match of the Day, I would say he's like me now. He's got a bald head, so he's pretty distinctive when you do see him. And he's been running the line in the Premier League for many seasons now, so he's got plenty of experience. But I would say being able to run sideways pretty much most of your refereeing career does knack your knees up. You have to learn to run it sideways, and it's just not. It's not easy at times.
No,
but no. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. We're on a purple patch now, guys. 13 points in the last 15. We go to Plymouth.
Just quickly,
what?
If you run sideways, you'd probably have to go to Stowmarket Osteopaths, Gov.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Hey, hang on. I missed this one. Yes. I was just thinking to myself, how can I get this in the conversation? I completely missed it. It's Stowmarket Osteopaths, because you don't really run it sideways. If you run no, Joe, what? Just Stowmarket Osteopaths. 01449 613 633 for osteopath, physiotherapy, all of those wonderful things. Give Freddie a call. Tell him the Gov sent you. You don't want to run sideways, and if you are, go and see Freddie. 01449 613 633. Perfect. I missed it. I was half asleep. Sorry. I think I was thinking about this refereeing, if we can get him on the show.
Is it top 2 still or bust, Phil?
Top 2 for me, mate. And just talking about where we're going to slip up, where the banana skins will be. Looking at
Wednesday.
the table now. Looking at the table.
There he is.
That last
Griffin,
day.
He's in Egypt.
Hope you're having a good time, Alex.
I see him on the quads. I think he's been on the camels.
I did that camel ride,
Yeah,
up the old Mount Barno.
Just
Very
looking at that last
painful.
day fixture with Huddersfield. Let's just hope they've secured their championship status going into the last game of the season, because that Leeds Southampton game looks pretty huge.
Leeds will beat them, Phil.
The problem is,
anyone at Ellen Road.
If it's mathematically impossible for Southampton to be in the top 2, they could choose to rest their studs.
Exactly, for the rest of the playoffs.
So, hey, we're a long way from there since yet, Phil. Phil, enjoy the journey, as Rich would say. Enjoy the ups and the downs, the thrills and the spills. And
now that we've got February out of the way, the next game's obviously in March.
Plymouth,
5 league games next month. How many points do you think we'll get from those 5?
Who we got, Phil? Plymouth
away,
Bristol
at home, Cardiff away, Sheffield Wednesday at home, and then there's an international break between the 16th and the 29th. And on the 29th, we go to Blackburn. Another 13 points. We say another 13 points.
I think you need to win them all. I think we need to win them all, mate. 15 points incoming.
15. That'll put us on what, 88? 88?
We don't win them all.
87?
You might need to. I think we.
Oh no, you're right. You're spot on. I just don't see us beating Wednesday. Trap game.
I think
there it is.
Trap game.
There's the trap game.
I think the Plymouth game for me is probably the trap game.
No, we'll win down there.
Plymouth.
You think so?
Yeah.
Blackburn, Smodics with a hat trick, perhaps. I don't know.
He does it.
Shout out Sammy Smodics. Did you see that his missus had a baby yesterday at 11:15 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
He's not spending his time at the hospital, Matt. He played for Blackburn yesterday afternoon against Norwich.
Well, as Roy Keane said, he's not having a baby, is he? He's not. He's fine. Who was that about? Was that about Robbie Keane when he was at Island Islands?
I think so.
Yeah, brilliant. Congratulations to Sammy Smodics. Well done.
Have you noticed that this season that the Championship playoff finals on the Saturday, not the Bank Holiday Monday, and that particular weekend I'm going to be in London, and I've had to change my plans a little bit because
you won't be attending. You won't be
Top
attending.
two
We said
of
this
us.
before. It's top
Yeah,
two
no,
of
but
us.
if I
You
could
won't be in
just
them playoff games. No
no,
point.
no,
No.
will we? I'm saying, what am I saying? What am I saying? Jesus Christ.
You said only 2 weeks ago when you were asked the question, if we're in the playoff final, would you go or not? You said
Yes.
no.
Oh, look, I'll go. Look, I will go if we make it. I was just looking. Looking at that table now. There's probably 5 teams chasing 2 places.
Yeah.
You've got West Brom, Hull,
Norwich.
Coventry, Norwich, and Preston, all within 3 or 4 points.
Would that
of
be
each other.
great? I know we
No.
want to get in the top 2. I know we want to get in the top 2, but wouldn't it be
Norwich.
great?
No.
Wouldn't it
We
be great?
finished-
Day out of Wembley, finish it at Wembley.
No.
We
Never
finished
played
third.
at the new Wembley, Matt, have we?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. One of
That'd
my
be great.
gripes. Yeah.
Tell you, if they finish 6th and we finish 3rd, they're not up the road. They'll be believing it's their year.
They're
They'll
not
be believing
finishing.
it's-
They won't get in the playoffs. They're not good enough.
Funnier things have happened. We fell into the playoffs. So why can't they get into them as well? They're not a bad side. People, because it's Norwich, doesn't mean you can't see what's in front of your eyes. And they've got some decent form about them.
I think they're Wagner out this weekend. Their fans. They can't
Yes,
sort of make their mind
yes.
up, Matt. One week it's Wagner in.
Flaky.
Wagner
Oh,
out.
talking of Amari's goal celebration, I gave him 10 out of 10 yesterday.
10 out of
You
10.
didn't
Have you ever
see
done
it,
that,
did you?
Phil?
No, hell no,
Have you
Jesus.
ever done that?
So you don't know if you can't do it.
I'm too fat. I'm too bold. My knees don't work. I'll probably snap my spine in 2 if I tried that.
Did you say your knees don't work?
I would say my knees stopped working about 12 years ago.
You know what you need, don't you?
Oh yeah, osteopath, stone market.
You
Yeah, I
need
get
stone
it.
market osteopath. So
I've actually-
1449613
I've actually had
2 in 4 minutes. This is unbelievable.
I've
You wait an hour and 20,
actually
and they're
make
like
that
London
3
buses.
because I've got a dicky shoulder. I've had a dicky shoulder since about the
You
summer. of
probably
last
need
year,
physio
so-
on that again.
Yeah,
Stone market
physio.
osteopath.
I've had 1 or 2
1449613.
appointments elsewhere in Ipswich, but no,
Right.
yeah, that's 3 things. So
Right,
yeah,
Phil, we've had our fun.
Just get me booked in. Just get me booked in. What the hey?
Give
find-
Freddie a
I'll find
call.
a
Tell the
free-
governor sent you.
Free day for that.
Good man. Phil, we appreciate you coming on. Look after yourself, all right? All the
See you,
best.
Phil. All the best.
Oh, Phil, he makes me smile. He really does. There we go. Where else are we going to go, or are we going to stop the magical mystery tour?
I want to go and watch the Carabao Cup final that kicks off in 5 minutes.
Carabao Cup, is it today?
3
Yeah,
o'clock.
Chelsea, Liverpool. No Nunez and no Salah for Liverpool. I'm going for
Okay.
Chelsea win there, Matt. Pochettino's first trophy.
Is that a good trophy when you spent £1 billion? The League Cup?
No.
It's a trophy.
Listen, if we
Does
get
it
into
really
the Premier
count?
League, that could be. If we got to the Premier League, that'd be a trophy I'd be looking. So.
Well, I thought we were going to get to the final that time when we beat Birmingham. There we go. We beat Birmingham, didn't we? 1-0
yeah,
at home that night, and then we
Yeah.
got done on that pitch.
yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pitch
St
is-
Andrews.
that was a terrible pitch, wasn't it?
It wasn't
Cabbage
great,
patch.
was it?
Mm.
Trevor France is in charge then, wasn't it, for Birmingham?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
sure.
won it, didn't they? They beat Arsenal in the final.
Did
They
they?
did, yeah.
Obafemi
Oh.
Martins.
Who's got that goalkeeper and the defender? Was it Koscielny and who was the Arsenal goalie that time? Oh, it was Almunia. They ran into each other.
That's it. That
He was
it.
another one who does a somersault. Obafemi Martins.
Yeah,
Somersault celebration.
Hang on, wait. I think we're talking about 2 different games here. Because I'm thinking about in the 90s under Burley.
No,
And
that was
YouTube.
2000. That was when we come
2000.
fifth. That's when we come
Regardless.
fifth.
It still can't be. I still can't be Obafemi Martins in the 2000s. That
Oh,
was
maybe
way
it's not
before way before his time with
maybe
Birmingham.
they're wrong.
And Koscielny and Almunia were not at Arsenal. That was
I'm
Seaman,
sure they were. No,
Alex
Se-
Taylor.
Seaman
Stuart
wasn't there.
Wright.
Not in 2000.
no, don't. I'd have to go and look that up now. Yeah,
You're
maybe
way
I'm
too
looking
early.
it up. The final was at
Keep
Millennium
talking.
Stadium.
Keep talking.
The final
You're
was
way too
Millennium
early.
Stadium, wasn't it?
You're way too. Yeah. Yes, but it's still like Obafemi Martins was not playing for Birmingham under Trevor Francis in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Carling Cup.
Here we go. Were we thinking of another
League
final
Cup
then?
final.
Get
What
the year
year's
right.
We look back on the 2011. 2011 is the one you're on about.
Told ya.
Obafemi. Yeah, that was the one. Koscielny.
Yes. So that's when Arsenal beat
2000
us.
was
That's when
that
Arsenal
was
beat us.
Liverpool. That was when Liverpool
Yeah,
they beat them on pens.
That was
Andy
it.
Johnson, I think.
Andy
missed. Remember
Johnson.
Andy Johnson.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
scored, didn't he,
yeah.
against That's when Righty missed that.
Yeah.
Come hurtling his way
So
out.
that was when Priskin put us one up at Pullman Road and then we
Yes.
lost 3-0 at
Yeah.
Arsenal. There we go.
See, my retro knowledge is up
That's
there
very
with the
good.
best. My
This is
current
your-
knowledge,
Yeah, rubbish.
Sorry,
But these were your peak football manager years, weren't they?
this is just my peak fandom years where I was living,
Yeah.
breathing, eating football. Like I'd watch every single minute. Like you're going to watch the game this afternoon. I ain't going to bother. Why am I going to watch Chelsea, man? Who's playing? Chelsea, Liverpool.
Because it's a
Chelsea. Spectacle. It's the Carabao. It's the Fizzy Cola Cup. What are we going to watch that for? Come on. But Chelsea will win. They'll then say, "Oh, great, but you still got to go." And football will
I know.
cycle. That's the way it goes. But we're done for today. That's our cycle done. Back midweek for a Plymouth preview. So do join us then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Cricket show Tuesday night.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
yes,
one good deed deserves another.
I've uphold my.
I don't really want to talk about it after today's debacle.
No.
Has it not gone well?
No, it was going well, and then it's just all gone down the toilet. But we'll talk about that on Tuesday night. Don't worry.
Join the boys Tuesday. Join the boys tomorrow.
It could be a shellacking. It could be a shellacking for England in the morning.
The shellacking. Bring it back out.
There you go. Thanks for supporting the platform. If you want to do so, hit the join button on YouTube or Kofi 499.
Look at that. Ticked over to 90 minutes.
I know. Shocking. This man here is the Cruncher. This man here is the Media Mogul, or the man from Demoni, or the Wilderness Man. You name him however you see.
That's the Guillotine Man.
Guillotine Gov.
Gov.
Sharpen the guillotine. Right, we're done. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all midweek, 8 p.m. for our Plymouth preview. See you then.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down low and I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.